Hi there. Time to take a look at what I promised would be more fun than human beings should be allowed to have. We're going to work more with integers. And now today we're going to be taking a look specifically at how to subtract integers. Okay, when we were talking about the tiles, and some of you seemed to really turn on to the tile idea when we were looking at it for addition, you began to see how you were just basically taking counters on and off, okay? And we were trying to compare it to what we were doing on the line, the number line. So let's just see if we can work this one out here, which is -5 plus +5 equals 0. Okay, what does that mean? Okay, well, what it really means is, and you know, we sort of covered this in class. If you had -5, so the reds are always going to be negative, -5 and +5. Okay. Between the two of them, if you line them up like this, you can see how they cancel each other out. Okay? And the idea is if you've got a pair, one red, one yellow, then they cancel each other out. So if we cancel these two out simply by using a pen or a pencil, and we go, okay, that one's gone, and that one's gone, and that one's gone, and that one's gone, and that one's gone, there's nothing left. And since there's nothing left, -5 and +5 equals 0. Now, if we did this on a number line, with 0 being here, -5 is here, add 5 to it, and you are there, okay? Makes sense, okay? We know this, we've mastered this, we have to move on a little bit. One thing that I have to mention, though, is that if you add 0 to a set of tiles, it doesn't change its value, okay? The tiles themselves aren't necessarily the numbers. Here's what I mean, okay? If we've got -3, now remember, we're just showing what the outcome is. If we've got -3, so 3 negative tiles, but we add a fourth one, but we put a corresponding pair with it, okay? This is still -3. You understand what I'm saying? Because as soon as we add a pair, as soon as we have two that are separated like that, like these two are, they cancel each other out, and we still have -3. So we could add any number of extra tokens like this one, or extra tiles like these ones here, and as long as we had a corresponding opposite one, it would cancel itself out and become 0. So no matter how many more I add going this way, as long as I've got pairs, this is still going to represent -3. Okay, that's an important thing to think about as we take a look at subtraction using these tiles. Okay, let me show you what I'm talking about. We've got +5 minus -9. Okay, how are we going to do this? If we go with +5, that means I'm only going to put out 5 yellow tiles, okay? Well, the problem is, and I mean, this is simple mathematics. If I'm supposed to take away, actually, it's supposed to be +5. Let me just change that, okay? Because there's a slight mistake there. It's a +9, okay? So if I have to take away 9 from 5, I can't do it. I've only got 5 tiles here. So how do I figure this out? Well, what I can do is, since I'm supposed to take away +9, I could give myself 9 tiles to choose from. Okay? So in other words, I could add 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now across here, I've got 9 tiles so that I can take away +9 tiles, or +9 tiles. The problem is that's not what I started out with. So what I have to do is I have to take the 4 I've added and make them cancel out each other. See what I'm saying? I've got my original 5. I added 4 more so I can take away +9. But I have to, because it was only original 5, I have to cancel them out with the 4 here. So if I take away the +5, if I take away the +9, rather, if I get my 9 tiles back, what am I left with? I'm left with -4. So the answer to this question, to this equation, +5 minus +9 equals -4. Okay. If you're still sitting there and saying, okay, you got the answer and it makes sense because I know my mental math, I've got that, but I still don't understand it. Let's take another shot at this. Let's see if we can use another example of how to figure this thing out. So I'm going to put them all the way back here. And I'm going to start off with another one, which is -2 minus -6. All right, so I'm starting out with my -2, 1 and 2. But I have to have -6 here in order to take it away. So I'm going to add 4 more to get me up to the 6 that I need. The six negative numbers that I need. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. This is negative 6. Okay, you with me so far? Okay. So I can now take away negative 6. The problem is I only started out with negative 2. So I've got to make this equal out again the way it was supposed to. So what I need to do is I have to put up the 4 extras in positives that I had before. Okay. So it takes us back to this number, because if you look at this and you actually do this equation, this is the same thing as this. I have negative 2 here, and these cancel out each other. So if I take away the negative 6, what am I left with? The answer is 4. Plus 4. Okay, is it a little clearer now? Tell you what, let's do another example here, just so we can have a little more practice. The next one looks like this: minus 6, or negative 6, minus plus 2. Well, okay, we've got the number to start off with, so we can put out our 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And I'm supposed to take away negative 2, or positive 2. But I don't have positive 2. I've got negative 6, but I have no yellows out here. So I have to put out the 2 that I'm going to take away. But if I'm going to add these 2, I have to put out 2 more of these to offset them, right? To cancel them out. So if I take away that plus 2, that positive 2 that's here, so 1, 2, it leaves me with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. In other words, minus 6 minus plus 2 is negative 8. Okay, tell you what, let's do one more. Okay, and this is the last one we're going to do, and then I'll give you some things to practice with. Plus 2, 1 and 2. That's what I've got. Well, didn't want to make it longer, just wanted to take one. Plus 2. Problem is, it's asking me to subtract negative 6, and I don't have negative 6 up there. I only have plus 2. So if I put negative 6 up here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I also have to put positive 6 up here, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, so that I can offset them, so that I can go back to that 0 that we were talking about before. Okay. In other words, that cancels this out, that cancels this out, that cancels out that. Okay, but that's not what our final answer is going to be, because now that these are up here, I'm going to take the eraser and take this stuff away so it doesn't confuse you. Now that I've got this up here, here's my problem. I have to take away negative 6. Well, let me take away negative 6. Now that I've got them all up here, there's 1, there's 2, there's 3, there's 4, there's 5, and there's 6. That leaves me with nothing but positives. How many do I have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. That means that plus 2 minus negative, or minus negative 6 is 8. And it's plus 8. Okay, we'll work on more of this tomorrow, but tell you what, there are some examples just above this in the Moodle. Try those tonight. See if you can work your way through it. See if you get a nice consistent answer. And you know what? I may even include an answer sheet, so you can take a look at the 2 of them and see what's right and what's wrong. But only look at the answer sheet after you've actually done the examples. Okay. Good luck.